When a guy feels like that, it's because she's such a bitch. Like, when a guy doesn't want to F you. So you always hear modern women talk about how men are intimidated by women. These women honestly think that men are physically intimidated by strong women, but that is not true. Men are not afraid of anything that can't beat them up or eat them alive. What modern women do not understand is that men are not intimidated by women. They are concerned about the circumstances surrounding the woman or what chaos the woman can bring into his life. These circumstances and chaos, backed by politicians and the government, has caused many men to be afraid in the current day market. So why would men be scared? If you've been in the red pill space long enough, you've heard horror stories. Men have married women, provided for women, protected that woman, and then 6 years down the line, she divorces him, takes his kids away from him. There are many stories of women falsely accusing men, physically assaulting men, and committing paternity fraud, and the woman faces no consequences whatsoever. Men are naturally cost-benefit calculators. Before they go into a situation or deal with someone, they weigh the pros and the cons. And in 2025, dealing with a woman is not worth the amount of damage she can do to a man. Modern women will do their best to destroy a man if they don't get what they want in a relationship or marriage. There are now even books on how to destroy a man that women can buy and reference. Okay, so we're going to read an article that talks about men's fear of women. Okay, wait, hold on. Zoom in. Okay. All right. The women are scared of men is well known and well founded. Men are bigger, stronger, and by any measure have a disproportionate share of power. So what have men been afraid of? Men's fears of women are more hidden. Most women have no idea that men are also frightened of them, and we do everything we can to keep it that way. For men, being afraid of women is not only an unfamiliar idea, it's also a highly aversive one. One of the worst things a man can say about another man is that he's afraid of women, henpecked, whipped. Nonetheless, after a brief moment of surprise, many men quickly recognize the truth of that idea for themselves. See, if you recognize yourself in any of these scenarios, number one, you are in a relationship with a woman and you are increasingly worried about losing your independence, not being able to be yourself and do what you want to do. When friends call and ask you to get together, you feel like you have to ask your girlfriend's permission first. One of the things you liked about your girlfriend was how independent she was, but now she's starting to seem needier and making more and more demands of you and your time. Number two, your wife and partner often seems very emotional to you. You feel uncomfortable whether she is upset and frustrated that you don't know how to help her feel better. Somehow it's become your job to calm her down, and you are starting to feel less compassionate and more resentful. The more emotional she gets, the more shut down and withdrawn you become. 3, you feel increasingly criticized and judged by your wife and partner. You keep placating and making concessions, but it seems like no matter how hard you try to please her, you just can't get it right. Sometimes it feels more like living with your mother than a lover. Cooked, yep. Speaking of living with your mother, you find yourself increasingly more interested in pornography and fantasies about sex and fantasies than sex with your wife or partner. The sex that was mutually exciting to start is less exciting, more mundane, and sometimes feels like a chore. One more thing you are supposed to do with her. Yeah, when a guy feels like that, it's because she's such a bitch. Like, when a guy doesn't want to F you, that is... If on a consistent basis he does it, we've talked about this on the show, men have sex with anything, right? I mean, when we show how low they go, and yeah, when he's done with you, that means it's time to get some counseling and doing some like internal things, right? If you recognize yourself in any of these scenarios, I hope you will join our online community and forward this to your friends. You will find other men talking about their experiences, helpful articles, and original content all about men's fear of women. I hope that you will find this information helpful and will consider adding your own voice to the conversation.